DCA adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo, Crypto Nation! It's another Friday night. Yo, we got Gandhi with that awesome Bitcoin T-shirt. Where can you get that awesome T-shirt at?
HHO.com. I say you don't delay.
Woo! And you can go brew one today too. Ooh. And of course, we've got Mikhail, who still needs to set up his new PC setup at his new place finally.
Oh yeah, it would help if
Yeah. Power usually helps. It usually helps. How is it being that quiet in the house?
well, right now I actually have my Red Tech board with my 37 Ti like running right in front of me, so it's okay. I can handle it. Just it was not
Right.
violence. I had to like bring in like a little fan in the room just to like
Simulate the mining simulator.
Yeah.
A really high powered fan.
It's too cool.
Right.
Yeah, so.
And what's going on, all of you awesome motherfuckers out there? Yo, we got Jason the Tiger Osborne. We got John Germain into his house. What's up? And we've got Jason S. Hey, I like your little logo there. It's all about Bitcoin, yo. That's what's up. We got
Right.
Ralph Cooper. What's going on? And Doge Lord, are you still at work? Because you need to get your... Oh. As I'm saying this, I see it pop up over here. Out!
Knock. Hello.
Right. As I'm saying that, I'm like, bink. I see the Doge Lord himself. It's like you talk about somebody and they just show up.
That's sometimes how it happens.
Right? It's like you're like, hey, come here. Yeah, we can hear.
I'll turn me. Keeper the goods. I'll turn.
Yeah, we can barely hear you.
Early.
Well, hopefully that's better.
Oh yeah. He doesn't realize that I was like going what to him before we started streaming.
I didn't.
I'm like, huh? What'd you say?
Well, I turned on Zoom has like noise suppression built in. Since I'm using like one of those over-the-ear microphone, headphone combos. I was trying to like, tune out the fan and the GPU that's running right in front of my face.
Over the ear microphone. What are you like? Team speaking it or something?
Huh? Oh,
Pretty much. It's like bringing back the nostalgia.
Find a headset. It's a gaming headset. Does that sound cooler?
Right.
Is that more hip?
In name.
Is that more hip with the crowd?
Oh yeah.
And we've also got Crypto Bedell into his house going on. Golden Wolf, keeper of the code. Some goblin loser. What's up, my man?
Yo, Keeper the Code says Doge Lord coffee is fucking awesome.
Yo, don't delay. Brew today.
Ooh. Thank you, buddy.
Get your caffeinated pleasure there.
Yeah, brother.
Seriously, I have a third video to edit. The other two.
Heck yeah.
Man, did you make all 3 videos in one day?
Yeah.
Man, how jittery were you afterwards? Be like, oh man, I just brewed 3
show me-
pots
show
of
me
coffee.
It was just 1 cup each.
Oh, you did the little.
But
you did a
Carolyn
micro
had her
brew.
first coffee. Carolyn had her first coffee.
Uh-oh.
And it was Doge Lord coffee.
Oh.
And of course now she's like bouncing off the walls and stuff.
What is this magical juice?
She wanted
you gave
to
me?
do what I was doing, and which was doing a review of the smells, and a review of the taste, and so she did the same thing. An 11-year-old giving a coffee review.
Right. And Mr. Funk Master, cheers to you too. Right. Big
What was her
Bitcoin.
impression?
Ooh, yeah.
She loved it.
Ooh.
First
Which one did you give her?
All 3.
All 3 of them. It's like, oh yeah.
She got to try all 3.
Oh boy.
She liked the I want to say she liked the Folly Blue or the 16 the best. I forget which.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Some
that
goblin
Bitcoin.
loser says, "Drink Doge Lord espresso to rid you of your depressio."
Oh, right.
Right.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Caffeinated.
Bro,
Is
swig,
this
swish.
child rated? I have 7 kids here tonight. We'll have 9 tomorrow. Fridays definitely are not child rated.
Yes.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Disclaimer at the
And
beginning.
keeper of the code and Crypto Padel talking about their ADA gains. It's like, don't forget,
It
they're
is
not
doing pretty
they're
good.
not gains until they've been realized. Otherwise, you just got ADA.
We're doing pretty good. 88
So-
is doing pretty good.
Yeah,
Flux-
but if you're
Flux is
gonna
on an up today too.
But you got to make
Interesting day.
as much as you're going to sit there and go, hey, I have an entry plan. You also got to have an exit plan too out of it, you know.
Of course. If you're gonna exit. You know.
Right. Otherwise, you have no gains. You just have the same amount of ADA that you had the day before.
It's the long huddle. Just
Right.
The fiat changes.
right. I mean it.
But the amount that you're
That
holding
one
doesn't
BTC is
change.
always going to
Right.
be one BTC, right?
Exactly.
I
Sorry, kiddos just got home, so I had to go give hugs.
Oh, you're all good.
But the Doge wanted to say something like, well, we can't say the usual because of YouTube's rules, but she could give you her live first impression of Doge Lord Coffee as an 11-year-old.
oh God. Not parenting advice.
Real quick.
Okay, still, my favorite is the 16.
Man, she's still going off, isn't she? She's like all on a buzz.
Medium. What's that name?
It was a medium dark roast,
Oh, medium dark. Yeah, no, I just like the dark one.
the 16 blend. All right.
But
But
She looks like she's still buzzing off those 3 cups for the first time. She's got caffeine
Well,
coursing through her.
she hasn't spoken on the stream in how many weeks? She's a little excited to be back.
I get to talk. Just
I get to
I
say
don't
something.
like coffee, but the 6-bean blend is the only one I've probably ever drunk.
Don't delay, brew
right.
today.
You heard it first, dude.
Doge Lord approved.
Mouth of the-
Not parenting advice.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my
I heard
god.
it stunts your growth, but I'm like, you know what? If she's gonna try coffee for the first time, it damn well better be my own.
Yeah.
If you does Doge Lord take Cardano as a payment?
If it's on coin payments, I should be.
I don't know if it is.
Pretty sure it is.
Because if it is, you
Maybe,
can use
maybe.
your ADA gains for some more of that sweet Doge Lord coffee.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
Doge
they have
Doge
like
Lord
six-
making crypto great again.
Yeah, they have like 1,600, plus coins. So have fun.
That's it?
What was that, babe?
That's it.
Making oh, that's hilarious. Doge Lord, the wife just added to it. She was like, well, like right after I was like, Doge Lord making crypto great again, 1 cup at a time.
I love it. I love it. So how is everybody doing today? I don't see any FAs in the chat, so I guess we are going to do a child's safe episode today.
Are we?
For now.
I don't know. If I start seeing some FAs, I mean, they might prove me wrong.
Maybe.
If there's no FAs, then I guess we need to go ahead and keep it child friendly.
Friendly.
Big cream.
So it was funny. I saw a statistic earlier today. It was your $1,200 stimulus would be worth $8,765 today if it was bought in Bitcoin.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's insane.
You want to know what a lot of people did? Bought
Bought Bitcoin.
stupid shit.
Okay. Quick question.
Like
Jason
some 20s for
S.
my ride.
That Bitcoin
I
right
bought
there.
a single GPU with mine.
Nice.
And then put the rest, some of it into Bitcoin and use the rest for bills.
Okay, I gotta have a question for Jason S. Is that the Savage Word Cloud Bitcoin that I'm seeing as his icon?
Yep, looks like it.
Yeah. Now that I'm like, I see like little itty bitty
letters.
black lines
Yeah,
on it.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
That's
pretty
all.
awesome.
If that is true, that is awesome.
It's pretty FA.
I just commented. I'm like, I like the Bitcoin logo. Now it looks a little cooler. Now that you're saying hey, somebody else is wearing that shirt. Not the same color. Not the same color. But somebody else is wearing that awesome shirt.
Is yes.
That is awesome. Fucking love it. That is awesome.
ooh, you said a bad word.
Jason's
well, I
like,
started seeing
yes.
FAs in the chat, so I guess it's time for a fucking announcement.
Oh,
Oh, you said it again.
Ooh.
That was a little bit more aggressive.
You guys ready?
Yeah, brother.
DCA Adventures rated F for fucking awesome.
Yo.
Fucking love you guys. Fridays are awesome. Best day of the week. I get to hang out with all of you.
Best day ever.
Right.
Right?
Getting so old. So many Fridays.
right.
So what
Soon-
time
soon
did we
it'll be
start
next
today?
year.
It almost felt like we started on time today. It was so early.
It was like 2-3 minutes late. I had to keep up some kind of a tradition.
Yeah.
No, I actually
go on
just
at
I just
59 after
I
you,
just
like,
got
go
home
to.
fucking from getting some dinner, and I was still putting up the green screen and shit.
Oh crap!
I'm like, oh god, there's not enough time here. Oh shit. Whatever, it was worth it. Worth it. Spent time with the Wi-Fi.
Standard time. Oh yeah.
I was on time. It was wife's standard time. I was perfectly on time.
Wife standard time.
Yeah, punch your time clock on that wife standard time. You know?
Right.
Careful how you say punch your time clock.
Literally, not figuratively. Oh man. Anybody else do anything exciting this week? Or just, same old, same old?
Ah, Golden Wolf. Oh god. Oh, I feel bad for you, Golden Wolf. He's like, want to trade light hash rate 3080 for a non-light rate hash rate 3080.
TI,
I mean,
gotta
have
get that
you-
TI, man.
Have you not used the new NB miner?
It only gets
70% your hash rate?
70%. It's like,
70% for now.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're at 70% now, and it's been, I don't know, like maybe 4 or 5 months, and give it another 4 or 5 months, we'll be the rest. Just gotta, other miners will figure it out. They kind of
they got to get their hands on it.
reverse engineer, whatever NB miner did.
Some, yeah.
Because they definitely haven't said it outright of what they did to their miner in order to achieve this. I mean, they're doing something on the miners and telling the card that it's doing one thing, but really it's not.
It's interesting.
Only a matter of time.
Yeah, man, once you have hardware in hand,
What's up, hobbyist
it's a lot
miner?
quicker that way.
Yeah, I just got my 3070 Ti up and running today. While I'm still in between places.
LHR?
It's a Ti. It's a 3070 Ti, so it's automatically LHR.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
All TIs are LHR.
What?
Yep.
Oh, man. I was unaware
Except for
of this.
first generation 3060 Ti's.
I'm about to
Those
say,
were
'cause
not
I don't-
LHR.
I don't remember the first ones being that way.
Nope, the first one wasn't.
The original 3060 Ti was not. They
There's
re-released
now-
the
yeah, they-
3060
the-
Ti and it's
hit-
LHR.
Yep.
Every card that is released now is LHR.
Yep.
Minus the 3090. No 3090s are LHR. If you're gonna spend, if you're spending $3,000 a pop, they're like, might as well give them what they want.
Well, maybe you'll stop sweating all over the place if they LHR it.
I'm mining
Running too
Conceal.
hot.
I'm mining Conceal with mine right now. So it's Kryptonite GPU. So basic core heavy.
Yep, you get no limitation.
No memory, ROM. Well, I have my memory set to 0 right now. And then my core is at plus 200. And power limited to 180 watts. And I'm pulling out 3.1 kilohashes. Or
Kilohashes.
3,100 hashes.
Very nice.
So it's
Okay.
kind of like,
Okay. Good, but I'm
isn't too bad.
Speak up in the microphone, Mikhail. Jeez.
Man, I'm trying, man.
What do you
Can't
think
help
this
it.
is? Right.
I move it away and then
Those non-directional microphones. You gotta speak
See,
right
what he
into
wants,
them.
what he doesn't want though is to be
Hey, how's it
heard
going?
as a mouth breather. Okay.
exactly. My nose is kind of stuffed up, so it's making it more difficult.
Doge
yeah.
Lord, I am your father.
I've come for your beans.
Golden Wolf, I did not see the LHR until they sent the receipt. Yeah, I would just go for every snow car that you're about to buy now as LHR.
Mm-hmm.
Unless
Fun.
you can confirm,
Is this what we've become, guys? It's horrible.
like model number. And then
Ooh,
you
I
can
know.
go into like videocards.net, look it up.
You know
it'll
what?
tell you.
Okay.
Chicken
I'm
butt
gonna put a fucking
Pocket change
tinfoil
in the
hat.
house.
Yo,
What up,
It's the
Pug?
Queen of Hearts.
I'm gonna put the tinfoil hat on. Okay. So.
Alright.
Lord help us all.
So we all know that it's like AMD is kind of fell off the planet for fucking being the go-to Ethereum miner, right? So
Yeah.
what if they're trying to just like they got a little deal worked out with AMD, because they can't. I went to Micro Center and the AMD graphics cards from 6900 XTs all the way to whenever I went down there, they had all product SKUs going the full length of the aisle. You turn around where the
6600s?
that hadn't been released yet.
Oh, at that time?
Yeah, at that time. So I turned around
Ooh.
and I looked at the Nvidia side. Nothing.
Baron.
Barren. It was like a fucking ghost town. You're like, well,
Like
what if they're trying to like because like you either have a choice now of getting a nerfed card from Nvidia, or you can try
Which
to
you
get
plug in and just work.
yeah. Or you get yourself you try to get yourself a CMP card that they don't sell to any miners unless you've got like a few $1,000s to fucking toss down
Unless
on a
you're a
pallet.
well-known facility.
Yeah, you ain't getting those. They sold them directly to the mining facilities.
You're not an accredited miner.
Order and by the pallet load.
yeah.
Not an accredited investor, an accredited miner.
Right. or you get the AMD stuff that is mining at less hash rate with more power.
Nefarious, no way.
More
So West Lawn
power.
is doing a raffle system only. You go there, get a ticket, then they do a Newegg shuffle deal to get the Nvidia cards. That's
Hey,
messed up, dude.
That's marketing right there.
That's messed up.
Now, the only thing that's going to suck is if they're like doing the same thing Newegg's doing also on top of it and going, yeah, you can have this GPU, but you're also going to buy this fucking power supply that's going to blow
Yeah.
up on you.
You
Stay
can have
away
this,
from those gigabytes.
this white box RAM.
Yeah. We got this inventory that we can't move, but if you want the chance to purchase this graphics card, you're going to buy this junk with it.
And it's
That's messed
heavily
up.
inflated.
1 entry per day. Ridiculous.
Jason, AMD drivers only suck basically for the first couple of months when they release them.
My 6700 XT does alright.
Yeah,
I get
what-
47 mega hashes for the lowest of 85 watts. Which isn't like terrible. Definitely not like the most efficient card.
But if you pit the 6800 XT against the 3060 Ti, the 3060 Ti gets 2 more. It gets I get 62 and like and some change mega hash on each one of mine for 120 watts. And my 6800 XT does 60 mega hash at nothing less than 140 watts. So, you know, if you want to put the conspiracy hat on, you know, it's like, okay, is Nvidia trying to toss AMD a bone and trying to help them fucking move their junk?
Yep.
Junk.
Oh, I like AMD cards. They're can be finicky.
Oh, Nefarious, he's like, he just went there. He's like, the AMD 6000 series cards full end to end.
Nothing under $800. I believe it.
$8 for
Someone in
3060 Ti.
Discord, I think it was Techman. I think it was Techman or Unk.
No,
Won a 6600 XT from Newegg Shuffle for like $599, which is not bad. Not bad for it's still kind of high, but
Not when you can sell it for $300 more.
that or I mean it's a really efficient card. You know, 32 to 35 mega hashes.
Oh god,
for,
Shink Diesel.
like 55 watts. Which
Shink
is
Diesel is
insane.
like, Amazon will shut down anyone overpricing hand sanitizer, but if they overprice a GPU, they don't give a shit.
That.
That's 'cause
Where's
they don't
Jay?
have-
I
they
think
don't
he's
own any
getting ready
market in
for
GPUs.
vacation.
Who gets fucking
Nice, nice,
vacations? That's bullshit.
Yeah, what is
Oh,
this?
What's a fucking vacation?
Fucking vacation.
Oh yeah. Okay, Techman. He says I won the 6600 XT. 429.
For a Red Devil,
better.
nice.
No, he won
Oh.
the MSI. He wanted the Red Devil.
Oh yeah, the Red Devil is like baller.
Yeah, the Hellhounds is what they are right now.
Yeah, it's like I like the design of them.
Yeah, the two-fan ones look really nice.
Yeah.
Two
Three,
fanners.
yeah, all 6600s have been two-fans so far. I haven't seen a three-fan version yet. There's no need.
Yeah, they
When
don't.
they're
generate
running
them.
it, when they're running at like 55 watts, man, there's no need for their fan.
What was that?
Hey.
I think I have an old tube TV that uses more wattage than that.
Right? Ready for vacation day, locks down a face mask, become mandated in Illinois.
Indiana, Illinois, Wisconsin, and Kentucky again.
Yep.
Yeah, we're going back. Yeah, we're going back under lockdown and shit. It's like, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
What's
let's do
your,
this
what
again.
is it? What's it?
It worked so well
What's
the
it
first time.
contain to? Yeah, just same as last time.
Yeah,
Not supposed to go do anything.
yeah.
Well, you know, it's
Still
just in
go
time
out
for the
and-
kiddos to go back to school, you know.
Hey,
the first, my
oh,
kids
yeah.
already went back to school this week, right? Their first day of school, there was over 100 kids out with COVID. Kids out with COVID. They didn't they hardly even had enough teachers to cover because
Crazy, man.
teachers were out too.
Yeah, people don't want to go back to work. It's like,
I
wake
was
up,
like,
dude.
holy cow. Well, they were sick with, recovering from COVID or on their lockdown mandatory period of 20 days now, which is, they upped the time. But still, so like, teachers are gone.
Crazy.
Yeah, it was great. I think there was one high school here where there's almost 50 kids in one classroom. It's a lot of kids, man. And I don't live like in a gigantic state,
Pretty big
so
state.
that's
Yeah, it's pretty big. Oklahoma is not that small.
it's definitely not no California or Texas.
Well, you know.
That is true.
Y'all don't have 50,
California is
y'all don't have
also
50 y'all don't have 50 kids in one class. That's a lot of kids.
Oh yeah.
That is a lot of kids, man. Teacher probably can't even remember all the names.
Oh, Ralph Cooper says flight to Vegas is only $39 right now.
I bet it is.
Yo, let's go.
From where? What's the starting point?
I think he's like East Coast.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
East
he's-
Coast.
I think he's the WV. Dang. Yeah, man. 3
Showy.
people this week, died from, the Delta, dude. There's a ton of people that dropped. It's kind of scary. I've heard of multiple people that I know. Not that I talk too much anymore, but at least people that I know went to school with. I've asked people that are like no older than me, which is really strange. Which is really strange. No, like no.
Nobody older than you, Mikhail. You grandpa.
Oh yeah, I know. Back in my day.
Back in my day.
TV
2001.
on black and white television.
B&dub. I had a 13-inch B-dub in my room when I was, a wee little tyke.
A wee little lad.
I remember when they had the all-in-one VCR and TV units.
Oh, hell yeah. The VHS player would work a year and then it would just break. You're like, oh, I got this TV. It's really big.
Oh, no, man. Mine was like 13-inch.
Oh, yeah, but, if you had the one with the VCR in it, it wasn't heavy and huge.
What was nice is I was able to plug in my Nintendo into it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Some UHF signal?
right. You had to plug in like 3 plugs into the back,
Plugs.
Keeper the code.
You had video and left and right sound.
I mean, I'm talking about Atari style, man. Like,
Yeah.
you needed like an adapter to plug into your TV.
Oh, some of those, yeah.
The old school, what was it, coax?
Keeper the code wants to know how we feel about compass mining. It's just for
it's
a decent deal if you have really high electric rates. Well, yeah, if you have really high electric rates, for sure, it might be a better deal.
Compass mining?
Compass is a cloud, not like cloud mining, but they're a hosting facility.
Yep.
Oh, so you just dial into them.
Compass mining is owned by Hashrate. That's from the original team of Hashrate.
Yep.
Hashrate OS, whom I used to work for.
Giggity.
Yep.
They're good people. The deals really aren't too bad either.
No,
but they're more like they help facilitate multiple facilities that have open space to hold miners. So you can kind of shop between rate and facilities to figure out like what is the best deal. They don't physically own one themselves. They just help you find like a market. It's like a marketplace. That's a good way to put it. Hashrate marketplace. Marketplace. Hold up, Crypto Duck.
Because there might be something in the future to with the Family Mine LLC maybe.
Ooh.
Yep.
So
Might
we're
have
just
some spare room.
we're working on things.
A FOMO.
Working
so
on
hard.
some final logistics. That's really all we're working on right now.
Family Mine FOMO is real.
Yes. Don't delay mine today.
Yep. Rates
Yeah,
aren't too bad either.
You guys have to have like a little tiny like auto shop, like side stand or whatever, and just have just one Doge coffee like sitting in the corner. That's it.
Ooh.
Waiting for your mining gear. to
Keeper
be
the code. That is expensive.
Just one?
Yeah, just one pot. Yeah.
Keeper the code's like an Antminer SJ9 or S19J Pro 100 terahash, $8,200. Wow.
Are those
That's
the new ones coming out?
That's what 100,000 gigahashes, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll fence in a good amount, but wow, it's like I remember when they weren't that much. Holy
It's about
fuck.
$1,200 a month.
So if it's 1,000 gigahash, how much is what's after gigahash?
Terahashes. It's 100 terahashes.
Oh,
But
okay.
what's mine doesn't give you that.
He's like, that's the cheapest he's seen. Oh my god.
believe it,
Wow. Yeah. And it's like I'm not arguing. It's like, damn.
Well, if you could get your hands on one right now, what is its daily ROI like?
1,200. It's like $1,200
something.
$1,200 a month, depending on your electric.
Yeah, if you're not, and since he's hosting it, he's not paying any electric.
If you're in California,
That's
though,
the-
it's beast.
That's the caveat, is that he's not paying electric. If he's not mining, or well, if he's mining Bitcoin, his revenue is $40 a day.
$40 in Bitcoin a day, I'll take it.
$40 a day.
Oh no, Golden. It's like his sister stole all of his games when he went to college.
Ah, crap.
He
That
just
sucks.
found out what happened to them last month.
What happened to them?
Oh.
They take a ride to the pawn store. It's like,
Yeah,
She
so
get
it's about
mad at you
$1,200
and take
bucks a
the-
month.
going to pawn this shit.
Did she get mad at you and take Daddy's shotgun out for a YouTube video?
Or were they doing what I used to do to
Man,
garbage
that's not a bad
CDs
deal.
I didn't like? I used
I'm
to.
not gonna lie. That's
I-
14. That's 14 grand a month. I'm sorry, 14 grand a month, or 14 grand a year. You'll double your money in a year.
Right.
Yeah.
You'll pay
Yeah.
you back and some. That is
Yeah.
not a bad deal.
No, it's not.
I'm not arguing with it. It's just damn, it's
$8,200
expensive.
is a hard. That's a big pill to swallow.
Hey, see if they'll
Yeah.
take a helium miner for that. even swap.
Right.
That's pretty pricey. But I mean, that's 14K a year at current prices. Yeah. So I mean, of course, if Bitcoin goes up, your margin shrinks considerably.
Crypto Duck says, I'm glad my power is 0.09 kilowatt hours.
That's what's
Damn.
up.
0.09. That's a good rate, man.
I pay 9 cents.
I'm happy for my 6.2 or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Mine's at like 22 cents per kilowatt hour.
Because you're in fucking California. Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy if I'm getting like 13,
Oh.
12, 11 ish,
Yeah.
depending on what time of year it is.
It's like, oh my lord.
Well, you know, if we ever have an apocalypse, I got enough generators and diesel fuel around me to like last quite some time.
Have you been going to McDonald's and asking them for their used oil? That way you don't have to purchase more diesel.
No, gross.
Biodiesel.
It's nasty.
Nasty.
Smells like French fries.
Yeah, driving down the street, smelling like French fries. Oh, here comes Chris.
No, I wouldn't do biodiesel. I'd go HHO. Yeah.
Ho ho ho.
That's not
HHO.
bad.
It's basically
Hydrogen
using
high
electrolysis to break up water into hydrogen and oxygen gases, and then using that to supplement your fuel.
So Crypto Miner
Bro.
Bros sells the SJ9 Pro for 11K. So
And you're still ROI within the year.
it's still ROI within the year. You did speak to me this week on the phone.
What does that
Nice.
sucker pull at the wall? Like 2,000 watts?
3,075 watts.
Ooh.
From what everybody else was telling,
it.
what
so
everybody
you gotta pay
else
that.
told me, that them things run every bit of fucking 3,500 watts.
Oof.
I believe it.
Every bit of it, like between 35 to like 36. If you've got the 112 terahash one, it's just under 4,000 watts.
Yeah,
You need your own
the
dedicated
newest
circuit
one
for that.
is like intense.
Yeah.
I think the new one is the SJ9 Pro, or even the S19 Pro is.
They've got
20, it's 3,200 watts.
yeah, and those ones are about 34 to 3,500 watts. Because like if you look at from Bitmain, it's like they're like, oh yeah, plus or minus 5%. Well, it depends on if you're overclocking it or not, or are you liquid submerging them so you can take the fans off?
Right. Why you being ghost tonight? I don't have my camera stuff set up.
He's hideous.
I'm between homes.
He's hideous.
So, some goblin loser, he's like, hey, Doge Lord, there's an invention from either the 80s or 90s about making a car engine work completely on water. Yeah, that was an invention by Stan Myers.
It was a rotary engine, too.
And it led to the development of HHO, which is less efficient, but it was the closest they could come up with on actually turning water into fuel.
Yeah, because
because
the electric company owns the patent on it.
Yeah, there's a big conspiracy about Stan Myers' death.
Yep.
Because he was in the middle of talking in negotiations about, creating this new engine, and this new fuel source and whatnot, and that would have really eaten a lot of profits from oil companies.
Well, they have a hydrogen-powered Civic.
Yeah, it's not the same. It's a hydrogen fuel cell, okay, which is totally different than actually using HHO gas to supplement your engine. Basically, you're using the battery and running like 12 volts through a bunch of they're called cells, but they're literally metal plates. It's a saltwater solution, and when you run electricity through it, it actually divides it into hydrogen and oxygen gases. So when you feed that into your air intake, all of a sudden, now you have hydrogen and pure oxygen to supplement your fuel, which means that it combusts.
It works.
Faster,
It'll work
and it goes
really.
across the whole
It'll
engine.
work perfectly as soon as we figure out like true plasma. being able to make something that like just regenerates itself. You turn it on and you got endless fucking power.
Well, see, here's the thing. We actually installed one of these things on my dad's 2006 Chevy HHR Turbo, and he went from a factory 32 miles to the gallon to averaging, sitting in a highway, 45 miles to the gallon. And on the highway, I actually uploaded a video where we actually beat 50 miles to the gallon, and that's where I stopped the video. But we actually
what kind of car was it on again?
A 2006 Chevy HHR Turbo. I can actually find it for you. You can actually see the video.
An American turbo car? That's kind of scary.
It was the HHR. It was still like a Japanese.
Yeah.
It was a four banger. Let's see.
Front wheel drive.
But at the same time, it's hard to sit there and truly calculate that, because was the wind blowing behind that? Because you got a fucking mini school bus going down the fucking road. So if the wind's pushing you,
here's the thing.
Were you drafting people?
We recorded both ways. Okay.
Did the wind change? Was the wind changing at that time?
I'm very aware of all the scientific parameters.
Oh yeah.
Everything that everybody says why it doesn't work.
And I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you other.
I'm also 45 miles to the gallon.
It just means that he's driving like my one buddy that's got a fucking Corvette, and I get into it to do an oil change one day for him, and I see 34 miles to the gallon. I'm like, how the fuck are you getting 34 miles to the gallon in a spot?
The gallon is like chump change compared to.
Okay, I'm gonna put
45 average.
No. I'm talking about a race car though versus a shit car.
Have you heard of the Scorpion?
Yeah.
Okay. The Scorpion was actually featured in the movie that had Bruce Willis and what's his name from Third Rock from the Sun, the kid that he played in Batman and Inception and all these other different movies. I'm having a brain fart on his name, but he played like not a bounty hunter, but an executioner, and he was told to execute basically himself when he became old. I forget what the movie's called.
Oh yeah, he had to like sit in a certain spot, and they would Every day
They would
hit,
just drop somebody to be executed.
and he had to execute them. It was his contract.
Yep.
Jumper.
So
The
the
movie
Scorpion was
was
actually
Jumper.
featured in that, but also the Scorpion was like a 200 mile per hour like supercar, and it got like 40 miles to the gallon.
Yeah, I'd have to see something like that in real life.
Schwarzenegger saw it.
In real, fucking who cares about Schwarzenegger? He doesn't care. He doesn't think people should have freedoms.
Yeah,
Fuck that guy.
Fuck your freedom.
Oh, you
Yeah,
want
before
you
he said
you want
that
to you
shit,
don't
it
want
was
to choose. Fuck.
Semi-cool. Yes, Looper. That's the movie. Thank you, Jason.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
All right, so the link that I just posted is actually the video from our first test drive where we actually, got over 50.
But I'm gonna tell you right now. So my Chevelle, if I'm
your
easy,
Chevelle would work amazing on HHO
no.
because
No.
think about it this way: it doesn't have computers, which means that you wouldn't have to push as far on the gas pedal to go.
No. I'm not putting more moisture into the block. It's no.
It should have been using stainless steel.
Yeah.
Fucking
something
guy,
about-
it's cast iron.
Something about compressing liquids in your motor.
No, even if you're basically
Well,
you're
the interesting
vaporizing
thing
fuel.
about-
You're
The interesting
vaporizing
thing
it.
about the fuel and
But-
you know how in the mornings you see cars all the time on the road and there's like water coming out the back. It's not always gas coming out the back end. Sometimes that actually is water.
yeah, but
because
if-
the ideal situation for
if it was a
combustion
perfect
is
world, yeah.
the byproduct is water.
Right, pure water. If
No.
if it was a perfect world, problem is that the engines are only using 30% of the energy from each power stroke.
Yeah, they're only like
And-
18% efficient.
On the high side, 30%. On the high side, most production vehicles are right around between 14 to 20% efficiency coming out of them engines.
Keeper of the code says you can blow it up and then build it bigger.
Yeah, but it's all numbers matching. No, not on a numbers matching car. No.
My car gets 8 miles to the gallon.
But yeah,
City.
it's like if I'm hammering on the Chevelle and I mean fucking waffle stomping it, I watch the gas gauge move. So that's
Yeah,
probably
that's right.
about 4.5 to 5 gallons gallons per mile. 4 or 5 miles per gallon.
It's like,
If I'm easy on it,
you would
on
actually
it,
experience the increase in horsepower if you had HHO in your car.
I
and
don't
you were
believe
waffle
that.
stomping
No,
it.
they've dyno tested that. That's false. They've done it on carburetors.
Time out. Okay, you think that there's a conspiracy with medications? Why wouldn't there be a dadgum freaking conspiracy with
Because I've watched people try to test this
on
dynos.
Mythbusters?
No,
With the
no,
they
no,
didn't
no.
even put salt in the water.
No. I'm not talking Mythbusters. No, there's other people that have been trying to make carburation more efficient. Between doing little notches in the carburetor to increase wind flow, to stop circulate like an eddy behind the throttle plate as it opens up. I mean, I've seen a lot of little stuff.
Have you seen the dadgum inserts for the air? And that it's got like fan blades that don't move, and it's just like it gives you better, because it
Oh yeah,
circulates the
yeah,
air.
the,
It's like,
the
no, that's
turbo
total
air.
horseshit.
Yeah, oh yeah.
That's total horseshit.
You're gonna create a vortex in your intake. No. You're putting a fucking restriction in there. Get the fuck out of here.
yeah, that's exactly what
The only way that you're gonna get more power is you've got to increase pressure. People forget that an engine is nothing but an air compressor. It moves air in,
but let's
compresses
also
it, and
talk
moves it out as
ratios.
quickly as
Let's
possible.
talk air to fuel ratio. So when it comes to air to fuel ratio, the ideal air to fuel ratio is like 14.7 to 1.
Correct.
Okay,
But
so that's technically ideal, but they have it on like a scale right here to kind of average. That
you
14.7.
realize that you're not trying to burn fuel.
Mm-hmm.
Your fuel burns as a low temperature burn, but the heat that it produces gets hot enough to do the next stage of combustion, which is burning the oxygen. oxygen takes more heat to generate, and the spark plug can't do it. And it doesn't work very well in just a pure diesel sense because, you can't get the oxygen hot enough to do what it needs to do. So that's why the first thing that race car or dragsters started using was trying to compress air in or putting nitrous in there, because nitrous has got a lot of fucking oxygen in it. But you're adding pressure inside of the system, so you got more
induction.
Yeah, to expand. You got to be able to pressurize harder to be able to get more torque off the piston.
Okay, now,
you're not
let me
going to do
finish.
that by it's like sitting there and putting in, going, hey, I'm going to replace some of this fuel with this other energy source and put it through. You really haven't changed anything other than fuel source type.
Hold on. I said supplement. Okay, so in the perfect air to fuel ratio, okay, air intake takes in the atmospheric air.
Right.
Okay, now what happens when you take atmospheric air, which is what, 70% carbon, oxygen, and the rest is like carbon dioxide and all the other crap. Basically, not really combustible stuff. And you take a portion of that whole and add pure oxygen and hydrogen. You're not changing how much air goes in there, but you're adding something that's more combustible naturally. By changing the natural air that's going into the engine.
Right. Nitrous.
Okay, so basically, you're using the pure oxygen and hydrogen to supplement your fuel. It basically eliminates hydrocarbons going out the back end. That's unburnt, unspent fuel, like liquid fuel.
You're not going to get around that.
But hold on, I'm not done yet.
You're not getting around that one. I'm just
Because
there's too much loss.
You can do a couple of different things. All right, on the newer cars, you can actually add a chip that tells the computer, hey, because of this, you can actually decrease just a little bit about how much fuel's going in there. But because you're adding fuel through the air, you're not messing with the ratios. It's become a more efficient engine and burning more efficiently, and literally plug in a dadgum freaking smog checker, and guess what you're going to find? All of your freaking levels just went down the drain like this, and all of a sudden you have a cleaner running car and it's more efficient.
From the areas of where some of the guys that I've watched testing, they're like, there's
Have you done any testing yourself? That's the question.
Have you
tested mining?
Have you
done your own testing?
I don't have the smog testing equipment, and I don't have a dyno to run it all on.
What's
So
a smog
no.
tester?
Well, I did.
Did you have a smog tester running in the tailpipe to see what came out?
I actually was in the smog repair, like auto class, to learn more about how all of this stuff works.
You mean emissions?
Yes, thank you. And I actually brought in my dad's car.
I was emissions certified.
As a one of those things where you, all right, you're gonna do the test yourself to graduate this class. I'm like, okay. And then we had to obviously, take the parts out and, re-smog it and test it again because, there's something wrong. You altered the engine. This isn't bar approved. But the results spoke.
So my whole thing, though, is
We had to get a smog device.
so your car
because of that
has
test.
air sensors and fuel sensors, right? So
Mhm.
when you're adding what you call fuel to air, you're basically contaminating the air. So what is that going to do to your fuel curve?
What's going to do to your fuel curve?
It
So
would
let's look
take-
at a
It'll
class-
take your engine forever to adjust for that.
Not if you use the OBD2 computer.
It's not that it's the thing that of
And in a
just
classic
because
car,
let
you
me just put it
push
this
less
way. So if
gas.
I'm sitting there, okay, because hydrogen is going to take away from the oxygen you're trying to burn. Okay, so the hydrogen is going to be junk. Okay, so now you're looking at the oxygen volume. So let's
There
say
you go.
you're replacing a portion of the air. Let's say with your setup, let's say you replace 30% of what's there with hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, you're going to watch the power curve drop on it. You should see a increase in fuel because you're gonna start leaning it out, and because you're putting more fuel source in there. Or I'm sorry, no, you're adding too much of a fuel source into there. Now your car's gonna
gas,
it's gonna start pulling the fuel ratio out of it, and that's what you're gonna see as the initial fuel drop. But you're also gonna watch combustion temperatures drop, and yes, you're gonna stay away from the NOx because you're gonna drop combustion chamber temperatures, but you're going to lose a percentage of power off the top. And let's say we're not even trying to put a whole HHO system on there. Let's just dump the gas in there and let it just breathe it in like it would, and just have, bypass making a unit and just put the hydrogen in a pure oxygen tank right up onto it and simulate it. And that's what I watched these other guys do. Fuck the system on it. They were like, will you actually see a difference? And they watched the horsepower range actually drop, torque value drop, because you had too much of a fuel source in there. And then it was responded with a fuel pull-off, which leaned out the cylinders.
Oh, yeah.
It's an interesting way of testing it.
Right. So if there was any kind of a real benefit from it, you would see it. But because of the fact that just because even if you were to take away the hydrogen and put just oxygen in there, yes, you're going to have a couple of chemicals not come out the tailpipe, but it's not going to change anything because
you'd be running hotter.
A little bit, because you're putting in more of an oxygen source, and then the engine can compensate that through fuel though. But once you start adding in another fuel source that can burn like hydrogen,
but that's why I said with the computer chip that tells
that's what I'm saying. But
what to do.
You have to pull fuel, and hydrogen is not as it's not a very forceful energy. Fuel has more stored energy per droplet than hydrogen will.
But that's why I said I supplement. I'm not saying I replaced it. Okay.
But I'm not saying you're replacing it either. I'm saying your response is gonna be to pull the fuel curve to try to get it to run right. And
no, Jason S. No,
that's
no
where
Teslas.
No.
No Teslas. No Teslas.
Oh, I love Tesla. They're like, hey, my car is broken. Can I order some parts? No, but why would you do that? You can just buy another one.
Yeah, they're throwaways, bro.
Oh.
You just crumple it up and get a new one.
Yeah.
So Anonymous said, I was scrolling up in the chat. He's like, I have a 5 gas analyzer and smog license. So bring it over.
Yep.
I will have to, because my parents sold that vehicle. They sold it to my brother, who gave it to his wife, and then she sold it for a newer car. But I still plan on, when I have a new car, because you don't have to smog check it for like 6 years in California. It's brand new. So for that amount of time, I can add HHO kit onto it and run it with better fuel efficiency. And I think we
got a better idea. You should get a U-Haul, pack up your family, and leave that horrible state right away.
This
that has no emissions.
This is
I've
something.
never had to do emissions in my state.
This is kind of my thought pattern when it comes to cars. Instead of trying to add crap to it to try to make a shitty design fucking operate better, if you're gonna sit there and drop money, just make the block more efficient.
Well, one of my ideas is actually
you'd have to
stacking the units together. So in the newest ones that I've found from HHO Kits Direct, like the most efficient one, like their HHO kits, like the thinnest one is like as thin as your hand, and it produces like 2 liters of HHO gas a minute. Okay, so with that, you can actually stack them and make it like 6 liters if you want.
Stack them and rack
You
them.
know, and I'm like,
But if I
wonder what would happen if I did that to like a 2-liter engine.
So, and here's something that
Blow the
I would
head right
sit.
off it.
This is what I would sit there and say, because well, it wouldn't, because you're not putting it, you're not pressurizing it, so you're not boosting it. So you're not going to get like this runaway pressure on there. You're just putting in, you know, and then you're going to have to compensate through fuel and all this good stuff. But at the same time, I would sit there and pit any HHO setup against one of my builds and make a motor that doesn't have so much rotational friction in it. Better bearings into it. That you know, roller cams, nice profiled cams, high compression motors that don't get above 2400 degrees. Because anything above 2400 degrees, you start producing nitrogens of oxides. And that's one of the bad gases, and that means your combustion chamber temperatures are too fucking high.
Hydrocarbons and nitrous oxides.
Hydrocarbons are just unburnt fuel. But if I can sit there and make it to where I get a complete burn on there, which also, that's why turbos work so well. You can sit there and actually, because you're putting in so much more pressurized oxygen in there, you actually do not need as much fuel to pop it. Turbo cars, or boosted cars in general, are fucking way efficient. Nitrous cars are way inefficient because they have runaway temps on them. But if you can sit there and keep your engine block, you know, let's say your temp gauge around 180 degrees. You'll never see the high temperature emissions. New problem that you're not getting a complete burn because your air temp's not coming in hot enough for to get the compression temperature up to burn the little bit of fuel that goes in to burn that, because you're
I think you're
overall,
missing something though. Okay.
But
Okay,
if I can,
so-
but hold on, let me just finish. But if I can sit there and then pressurize it after I cool down the system, I gain all the efficiency. I have a runaway on efficiency. Now, if I'm driving around, I have a high horsepower monster that I'm hitting around, give or take, around 40% efficiency out of the motor. That's what makes these high horsepower motors, is the amount of efficiency that they have in them. So if I can sit there and pressurize it at low temperature, I don't need shit for fuel. And that is where you'll see your biggest emission drops, your biggest fuel gains. Because if you're driving around naturally at that point, 30 miles an hour, 55 miles an hour, how fast do you want to get there? Bam, you're fucking idling the rest of the time. That was what my buddy was saying with his Corvette. It's like, he's like, dude, I'm on the throttle for 0.2 of a second and I'm doing 30. And then I idle the rest of the time. How efficient is a car just sitting there idling going down the road? So it's just kind of that. It's like, so if you sit there and you're like, oh man, I need to put all of this good stuff onto my motor to make it efficient. It's like, all right, do you now get the placebo effect off of it? And kind of follow me on this one. And this is where I think some of the biasness kind of comes in, and where people are like, oh, this is a conspiracy. So I'm putting something into my motor to make it more efficiently. I made a conscious decision, right? Now, at the same time, you drive that car and you're like, well, this thing should be more efficient. Are you subconsciously now driving a little differently, where you're a little easier on the throttle? So you're not actually, driving like you would beforehand, where you're like, oh yeah, just fill it up and go. I don't care about efficiency. Gas doesn't cost that much. Fuck it, click, and you go speeding down the road. To, I put all this stuff on there now you're driving exact speed limits. You're really 3,000 RPM takeoffs, which is really easy on the car. It's like, did your behavior change while you did that?
Well, see, here's the interesting thing, okay?
But you see what I'm saying, right?
A similar argument goes, okay, they keep on saying that unless you have laboratory, testing and whatnot, ideal conditions, and perfectly everything's like mechanically matched, by computer, like gas pressure. And all that
if you wanted to get that particular,
that's how particular they get in trying to say that it doesn't work.
The way that I look at it is, if you're like
took two
0.01 off from each other, that's like a rounding error. I don't give a shit about that. But
see, here's the thing:
behavior
even
will
if
change.
you took two brand new cars, identical, and added an HHO kit to one, drove them both cross country and back.
They could have
same
machining
time.
differences between the blocks.
And see, that's how technical they
No.
get.
And this is proven, 100% proven within racing too. You have what they call casting shift. It's weird, but when you're dealing with high horsepower, you start seeing discrepancies in the block that if you try to run them, your shit's gonna fucking break at the high RPM. So this much I do know: tolerances for a daily driver are a lot lower than it is on a high precision motor. So with that being said, because there is known casting shift, if the main bearings on the crankshaft have a little casting shift, if they were made even within 10 minutes, the blocks were made within 10 minutes of each other, the block journal openings for the crankshaft to go through might be off by a few millimeters, and now you've got a little extra friction in a certain spot on the block.
And this is why they were always like, unless you do laboratory testing.
You have to do it on the same car.
Yeah.
In order to have a proper test. It cannot be two separate cars. It's
just like a.
And then at that point, if you want to run a robot controlling it on a dyno, or a person that can be pretty consistent with it on a dyno for both instances,
See,
this way nothing's changing.
Problem. If you use the same car, drive it cross country and back, and then change the engine, add an HHO kit, and then drive it all the way across and back, again, they'd come up with the same argument saying, "Oh, you drove it differently."
That's the problem, because of human error. Now, but how far off? Because hey, now I just got through LA midday traffic. I'm pissed off now. Did your driving habit change? A lot of people do. Now you're a little aggressive on the throttle. Now your fuel economy tanks.
The most efficient way to do it cross country is to actually have two vehicles.
No.
If you test them both pre-HHO install, see just how close they both are. It's like, okay, look, they both have similar numbers. This is the variance of,
The only way that I would sit there, I wouldn't say go cross country, because there's too many variations in there.
But see, here's the thing.
Way too many.
That's enough distance.
Put it right
both
onto it.
ways.
You don't need that. You can do a dyno. A dyno
thing.
fixes that. Now
But
you
you
can
know
be
what?
consistent with everything.
Yeah.
And do it
They're
on one
both
vehicle.
driving at the same time. They're both following each other.
Right.
Okay. All right. And you see how many times they have to fill up. That's going to add up.
Right. Now, if I drove cross country, I just broke up with my wife, and I'm driving cross country, you think I'm going to be really easy on the throttle?
But if the guy's following you, he's got to keep up. So he's got to be driving just as damn crazy as you, just to stay with you the whole trip.
Right. Now it just skewed the whole test.
Not at all. Think about it this way. If they're both driving mad like crazy one way, and then they're driving conservative another, and they're always following each other, okay, it takes away a lot of the variables.
No, you got it. They can't be directly following each other, and no drafting.
It has to be laboratory settings.
That's why I say just dyno it. You can test everything. They do emissions on a dyno.
They do.
Yeah.
Why can't
I
you
just
do?
told you. I did the emissions on the dadgum Chevy HHR, and guess what happened? It was more efficient, and all of the NOx and hydrocarbon levels
because
were
it was
down.
Right, it was a cooler motor. The engine block was a little cooler. which causes it to drop fuel ratio. There's
Nefarious. DCA and fuel economy.
oh yeah,
Y'all make my head hurt.
oh yeah.
Yeah, Mikhail's getting bored over here, guys.
I just got another DM from Shank. Hey, remember when you guys used to talk about crypto? Or something along
You
those
say
lines.
that
It just
every
flashed along.
Friday night. Shane.
Yeah. It just came across my screen briefly. I didn't get to read it.
If you only want crypto, then maybe Friday night is not the night to watch.
Right. This is where we
Watch
just
every
talk
other
about
night of
what.
the week.
Right. We have lots of
We
crypto
Have
content.
the same speech every Friday. Shane. I love
Just
you.
another day, another cog in the wheel.
Oh god. Oh god, Crypto World just said my magic word.
Ethanol fuel.
Oh, I'm a meth head. Oh yes, I'm proud meth head.
Well, I mean, when you were talking about fault tolerances earlier, like when we used to rebuild like Porsches and stuff, like you had to go, like you couldn't just replace one cylinder or 2 cylinders. You had to go get a matching set.
Did you know that with methanol you don't even need coolant? You'll never get the engine block hot enough for coolant.
But
You actually
the
have an
funny-
icing problem.
The funny thing with normal
I think we need to
combustible
change
engines, though,
topics.
is it has
Keep
to
where the
get
code
to
said this.
temperature.
This mile per gallon tank gives me the opposite of a chubby.
Is that a chunty? Chubby and a chubby?
Dude, MC's like nitromethane, dude. Those top fuels. Oh, if you've never been to the drag strip for a top fuel,
Like a funny car?
funny cars, the rail cars, top fuel, top sportsman. Go over to the pits when they're fucking firing these up. You're gonna have a whole new experience that you've never had before. Please go over there with no gas mask on.
Oh, jeez.
Whole new kind of head rush.
Oh god, it's gonna
Straight up air, fuel in the air.
dude. Your eyes just start watering with the nitromethane.
Ugh.
Dude, basically,
Killing
it's
brain cells.
let me put it this way: nitromethane is part fuel and part
Smells
nitroglycerin.
Burns your eyes and smells
You know
like
who's
freedom.
appreciating this talk right
Freedom.
now? Anonymous Miner. And I know this because he's shared with me that he used
I-
to go to monster truck races.
See, I'm a drag
Yes.
racer, and I have an '84 Z28 big tire car, and a Chevelle, a Nova. I'm a different kind of breed of people. I love the smell of race fuel.
And one tire fires.
Oh God, oh yeah, fucking burnouts.
And diesel fuel. I love the smell of diesel fuel.
Oh
They
yeah,
love the smell of gunpowder in the morning.
Farm diesel's a whole nother world.
oh yeah, that stuff's weird. Biodiesel
Stuff smells like farm diesel is pure diesel.
or farm diesel. Yeah.
Farm diesel is pure diesel.
Yeah.
You know what else I like the smell of in the morning?
Red. Don't get caught driving
Doge
that
Lord
in your
coffee.
car.
Cup of Doge Lord in your mouth.
Oh yeah.
Put some Doge Lord in you.
Very nice, Shibby.
Stay caffeinated, ladies and gentlemen. He's
Oh.
The taco running
Oh.
10.5 quarter.
MC had an LT1 in a 240Z, and then he swapped in a 2JZ in it with a TH400 trans behind it. Oh, ooh. I'll even forgive the 2JZ because, god damn it, I know how them 4 cylinders just 2,000 horsepower, easy. Oh my god, out of a fucking 4-cylinder. I mean, the only thing that's crazier than that is the magical Dorito.
Oh yeah.
Funny story.
Mikhail's favorite thing,
That was
I like-
How does
almost.
this rotary even function?
They
right?
almost made a rotary Corvette in the 70s before
Oh.
the fuel economy.
They fully, well, they did, but it was only there's only one
Prototype.
of them.
Concept.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
Did-
in the Corvette Museum.
Hey, Mikhail, did you? Since we're talking rotary, I came across a really cool one. They had a there's a new designer. I think he's here in the United States, and it's like a liquid rotary.
That was a
What?
while back, yeah, but it ran on water.
Yeah.
It was a full HHO rotary.
Mm-hmm.
The guy that released it died.
So
Mysteriously, of
there's
course.
somebody that has taken the concept on
assisted
that
death.
one because it wasn't.
They've tried to redo it.
It's not a Dorito style. It's now like almost like a shoehorn, and the apex seals are on the housing instead of on the piston itself, and it takes in fuel right through the center of the rotary and distributes it in through a certain channel in the piston plate, and then it also exhausts on another side. So every rotation gives you three power strokes.
Well, I mean, it does anyway.
Right. Okay. Yeah. But it was just like how it walked around. He's like this solves the apex seal problem.
Yeah, Rob Dom's also doing work on rotary stuff. He's been starting to machine his own parts, and like trying to make the redundancies, which is really fun. Road is law, that's right.
Yo.
No, I gave up Nefarious. Blue bits took forever, man. Gave up.
Keep it the crows like it's a crypto hot rod takeover.
Oh yeah. It's like maybe one of these days I'll do like a car show vlog of walking up to random people. Hey, you got a nice car? Have them talk about the car and be like, hey man, Bitcoin's worth whatever at the time. How much Bitcoin would you take for this car? Just straight up like corner people.
They're like, hey, would you like this Bitcoin or this Hershey bar?
And the DCA Discord totally has a car section as well.
Yes, we do.
Oh
They're
yes.
also in there.
So
Yes,
much
we do.
variety in just one spot.
It's like
So
I would like to find a parts vendor that would that I can sit there and spend Bitcoin with them to get parts for my 454 big block to put into my dragster. And then a trans guy that can rebuild high power transmissions for Bitcoin.
There you go.
I could do the engine block work myself.
So yeah, that's top fuel dragsters. What is it, like one pass of the trans and you got to rebuild?
No, it's the clutch.
Oh, that's right.
The clutch you get the clutch you get like about 2 passes safely on them, because of the way that they lock on the clutch
Nelson
plates.
Racing, he says. Nelson Racing, ask them.
Nelson Racing.
ATF Speed is who I use for trans.
Do they take Bitcoin?
Anonymous, I'm sorry, I'm laughing because Anonymous Liar said, "Oh, I gotta find some loot. Be right back." Oh, that's hilarious.
Lube life.
Loot life matters.
Good play.
Oh shit.
It's like
Yeah,
that's my business card.
Bitcoin.
Bitcoin
yeah.
accepted here.
So I don't know, let's ask.
Dude.
Bitcoin.
I saw the chat and I decided to look up Bitcoin's current price. It's at 48,824.
I don't
dropped.
remember eating any Bitcoins.
It went
dropped.
up to 49.
It dropped.
260.
It's over, guys. It's over. It's
Oh,
crashing.
it's
It's
going
going
to
to zero.
Going to
Sell your
zero.
Bitcoin.
Sell it.
I'll take
Liquidation.
your guys' GPUs. It's over.
It went down a couple $100. We're over.
It's over. Bull market's over. Confirmed. Confirmed.
For a $200 crash.
Right.
Dude,
Hey
hotel.
man, like 4 or 5 years ago, $200 was a crash.
Yeah. Went from $200 to like $1 or $5, something like that, and yeah,
Dude. I missed those times.
Then give it 10 minutes. We'll drop it on the 200.
Yeah.
Oh, there's fucking $5,000 wiped off the book. See, it's going down. I'm just kidding.
50 grand to 0 and back to 50 grand in the same week.
Flash crash. It's like I bought 100 Bitcoin for $1.
Yeah. Let's get those really low flash crash orders in there.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
I haven't seen too many. At least
Oh,
any
should I
news
sell
about any
now and
flash
buy back
crashes.
later? No, you
We
should
are
buy
being
now
totally-
and sell never.
Dollar cost average, my friend. Dollar cost average.
Not financial advice, by the way. We don't give it.
Not
out
on,
here.
yeah,
Nope,
definitely
not at all. Nothing like
But-
that.
You do whatever you want with your money.
It's just what we do. Dollar
We're just
cost
a
average,
bunch of
one way or
YouTubers.
another.
If I was me, I would buy Bitcoin and I'd buy it across and hodl it. But that's just me.
Right.
Yeah, I mean,
I'll
I can't
never.
speak for you.
I'll never tell you what to do.
opinions are like assholes. Everyone has one.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a professional. Well, I'm
I'm my own financial advisor.
I'm a
that's it.
professional asshole.
I got a certified card that says I'm an asshole.
Right.
I watch corn videos on Cornhub. Yeah.
Oh Lord.
The MC's like sick backgrounds.
This is
Thank
getting me
you.
corny.
The only one that doesn't have one right now is poor McKenna.
I know.
Man, leave the kid alone, man. He's trying to make his house, yo.
Maybe he's gonna have
He
a
only has so many
dedicated like
hours in the
room
day.
for this, you know.
I'm well aware of how many hours are in a day.
There's only so many
Not
hours.
enough.
Like,
Not
Kelvin's
enough.
burning
Not
them all,
enough.
man.
I need
Not
more hours
at
in
all.
the
Time-
day,
time-
or more
time-
of me.
Time's an illusion. Didn't you know that?
It's a construct made up by man.
Right. For a measurement.
It was brought on by women, I swear. You're late. No, I'm not. Shut up.
And Nefarious posted a link. It says, Peter Schiff says those who are not selling Bitcoin now are real idiots.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, there's tons of people buying. So, I mean, when it's up, you want to take profits. I agree with them. You should be taking
There's
profits.
Not enough
story.
Bitcoin to sell or to buy.
So,
most people.
but did anybody catch him on Anthony Pompliano's show?
Uh-oh.
What happened?
Oh,
You have to retrace?
it was fucking amazing. Fucking like, so Pop's like, talking about, being polite about it. He's not attacking him. He's just kind of like bringing him through a normal, because Pop is a traditional stock market trader, and that's where he cut his teeth. So he understands macro environments and all this, that, and the other. And so he's sitting there chit-chatting about all the macro environments and what he thinks of things. And he starts talking to Schiff about, price of Bitcoin. And he's sitting there hitting the angle of, he's like, gold failed to do what the one job you talk about it's supposed to being able to do. And Bitcoin did the exact thing that gold was supposed to do, because gold is not as efficient as Bitcoin. He's like, where do you think the price of Bitcoin is going to go from here? Looking at it from a charting perspective. And you see him just kind of, Peter Schiff, start to say something and then cut himself off, going, it's going to zero, though. And fucking Pop jumped right on it. He's like, you were about to sit there and say it was going to go up. You were about, come on, admit it. Come on, you were about to sit there and say that the price was going to go up. And he's like, and you can see Schiff kind of smiled, and he's like, okay, you kind of got me there. He's like,
Kinda.
yes. He's like, yes, technically it can go up, but it can also go down. But it's more than likely going to go down. But yeah, it can go up. It can hit 50,000. It can hit 60,000. And he's like, oh, yes, it's going to hit that. See that? And now we're about to hit 50. We almost touched 50 grand.
Well, back in the like first bull run, they're like, "Oh man, it'll never hit 1,000. It'll never hit 1,000." Like, "Oh, here's 1,000."
Well, I mean, I'll give it to Schiff, okay? That he hit the way he plays the antagonist on this is perfect. He's never changed his opinion. He hasn't changed how he talks about things. So he's very consistent in his message. So at least I can sit there and say, from his perspective, he's being honest. Honest men say the same thing consistently. Liars have, 8 ways of saying the same thing, and, they can't keep their story straight, U.S. government, all these other governments.
Well, you just gotta change your wording to fit your current narrative. It's not a lie. You're just bending truths constantly.
Well, they've psychologically proven if you want to tell a lie, you have to have some truth in there.
Yeah, for people to believe you.
Yeah, you got to be believable. You can't tell fish stories.
Yeah.
I once caught a fish this big.
Yes, big. Every year it gets a little bigger.
I once caught a fish about that far from shore. No.
Yeah.
It's like the only cool fish story I've ever had is I was in a lake in Wisconsin up over by the Dells, and it's the lake's called Devil's Lake, and you would look down. They've got a bluff that's like 500 feet above the lake. No idea what kind of fish they were. Now you're from 500 feet, right? I saw a school of probably about 8 or 9 fish from up there. And the fish from 500 feet up looked like they were about 3 inches long. And I'm like, I wonder how big they've got to be about 3 inches long from 500 feet away.
Some big fish.
Oh, fuck yeah. I'm like, I don't even want to be telling like a fish story. I'm like, dude, these things were, I didn't think nothing of it. I'm like, oh, look, you can see a whole school of fish. And then I'm like, kind of like, wait a minute, I can see them.
It's like flying a drone in the ocean, You look down and you're like, oh, those are really big fish. Oh, wait, those aren't fish. They're school of sharks.
Yeah. I was figuring that these things had to be probably like
Sharks and dolphins.
4 to 5 feet long. So I was thinking like almost like a northern pike or I'm not sure. There's like one other fish that somebody was saying that it could have been, but I couldn't see the head very well either. You're 500 feet away. Details are quite small.
What did Kevin Smith do to E-Man? What happened?
I actually read an article about that.
Uh-oh. Did he destroy He-Man?
He merged He-Man and Thundercats and basically killed off.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
The power of Grayskull.
He royally screwed him up.
That's not good.
I don't want to watch it.
Dolph Lundgren would be disappointed.
Right?
Two pump jump change. That's messed up, man.
Wow.
That's cold.
Bro.
You guys are so mean.
Right.
Wait for like Pocket Change to pop in here and say something. You're like, damn, man.
Oh,
you're
God.
right.
He turned him into a simp, too. Oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh, we're gonna get banned. We're gonna get shut down.
We don't
Somebody
have an
said the
oil.
S word.
We don't have an OnlyFans with nudity on there.
No, it'll be PG content only. No.
Right. I was thinking about doing one for circuit boards, but it's naked circuitry.
That might be a little too explicit.
I know, right. But you want to know what? YouTube's good.
Only frogs.
YouTube's good with it though. Oh.
Oh, that's so sensual.
So much
naked.
I gotta go.
Well, your mic's not on. I mean, at least nobody will see the lube and Kleenex.
His video isn't on. We can still hear him.
Right. If he keeps it below the desk, he's good to go.
All right, proof of pants. Stand up, everybody.
Yeah. I'm fully naked. Already.
Dude, I took my pants off when I got home from work. I'm not gonna stay in that uniform.
No pants. It's No Pants Friday, everybody. Can we get some FAs for No Pants Friday? All right.
Right. I hope everybody is like a Bitcoin line and sunning their balls. Man, that's the most responsible thing a Bitcoiner can do with their freedom.
Wear unkilt.
Right.
Nefarious, we can't do that classic tagline because of YouTube's
Yes,
rules.
MC. 99 problems and a bit ain't one of them.
Where my bits? Where my bits?
Where all my bits at?
Where my bit is that?
To all of you awesome miners,
Go to me,
we
my
will
lord.
we will stand upon Mount Satoshi. we
Fire
are
shots at Mount God.
we are the legends.
Oh, so
See the
okay,
elbow.
Nefarious. So apparently YouTube's new thing is like you can't tell anybody to, buy anything.
No
So-
direct recommendations for anything crypto related.
Nope.
Crypto
Supposedly.
channels are being axed.
Yeah.
So not
Again.
my.
I wonder if you can tell people buy computer parts. Is it just strictly hey
Of
What
course
about
it
that
is. You know
kid
it
in
is.
his toy channel? Can you tell him?
Oh yeah. Oh, that's
Is it-
hilarious.
Is there an exemption for that one?
Right.
Yes.
If you're under 16 and cute or something, is that what it is?
Right.
If your content can be played on YouTube Kids, you're safe.
Right.
Oh man, that's a true story. Like you mark that for kids and they let it go, and it's definitely it's been reviewed. Peer review completed. Yeah, they don't mess around with the kids content on YouTube, man.
Sees as my daughter watches that hag. I'm sorry.
Hags.
So it's time. It's time. You guys have been patient enough. After all that awesome
been time,
naked
brah.
circuitry and knees and elbows, it's time for a fucking announcement.
Do it.
Yeah, it was Ryan's World. That's who you're thinking of. The toy reviewer kid.
You guys ready?
Maybe.
I don't think you're ready. I don't see any F.
I don't. Yeah, I didn't really see any.
I tried to give you some earlier, but you did not listen to me.
Well, I think that maybe just one announcement to stream now is the standard. Maybe that's
Damn
something
it,
now.
kids.
Yeah. Maybe that's gonna be a thing. Who knows?
They're gonna stop tuning in if you don't give minutely announcements, bro.
Every minute on the spot.
Every minute on the spot, my voice would get wrecked.
Yeah, brother. Welcome
Our views are gonna get wrecked. You have to do it.
Ladies and gentlemen, to all you sexy motherfuckers, DCA Adventure is rated F for fucking awesome.
I can go to sleep tonight.
Yo.
Hearing this voice.
Brought a tear to my eye.
I know, right? It happens.
I get to rub the pickaxes on this one.
Just the tip.
Do you have any
man.
idea how many times, like, if I'm making an announcement over the PA system, how many times people say, "You should do radio"? You need to be the announcement guy at the UFC
trying to
boxing
say?
matches or whatever the heck they say.
Because I
you know.
enunciate my syllables and my words. Is that what you're trying to say?
One of my coworkers, he's like, I knew I recognized your voice. You're the guy that's always at the dadgum bars saying, ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Cinnamon to the stage. Cinnamon.
Get your QR code scanners ready. Here comes our next dancer.
She's got it tattooed right where you want it.
Whoa.
Every time it's time for an announcement, you see spam chat, you'll see a green bar appear on the chart.
It knows. It knows.
It knows.
It knows. It knows.
By the way, guys, if you haven't already, smash that like button. I can appreciate you guys for being here. Appreciate all of you.
On this fabulous FA Friday.
Thank you for hanging out with the community. This is definitely the community hangout spot where we talk about whatever the fuck comes up.
Yeah. Fuck your crypto. I want to talk about HHO and hot rods.
I'm just coming across an
Engine
article.
blocks.
I'm like just coming across this article, and it's actually kind of a interesting one.
Oh, what's the article about?
So it's from documenting Bitcoin.
Oh.
So anybody listen to an interview with the Missouri Mayor Johnson Stewart? He outright said in the interview, I would like to see every single household in my city, Cool Valley, some level of Bitcoin, whether it's $5,000 or $1,000 worth of Bitcoin.
Oh, the mayor that wants to give everybody like the Bitcoin, right?
Yeah.
There's a caveat. There's a catch. Yeah, you have to agree to hodl it for 5 years.
Done. I don't even have. That's a no fucking brainer,
okay,
dude.
Thanks.
Yes.
You know, and that's the thing. It's like way to get people to start thinking about investing.
Or thinking about
You know,
saving in real hard money that's not gonna depreciate.
Well, most people you talk to crypto about, they're like, oh man, it's a scam. It goes up 40% a day and blah, 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 blah.
Because
Like,
they're
but
paying, they're listening to Peter Schiff and Dave Portnoy.
Later, anonymous miner. Good
Uh-oh,
luck, buddy.
have a good one, buddy.
I
Good luck.
Appreciate you. Thank
the
you for
long
coming.
haul game for sure, man. I mean, it's been profitable. Like,
Oh, by the way, there's going to be anonymous miner stickers on DogeLord.com soon.
say what? Anon miner.
Oh yeah, we worked on the new logo for him. We revamped
Very
it.
nice.
Tech Shinji and I worked on 2 separate parts of the design. He worked on the background, and I redesigned. And
You're doing collabs with other tubers, huh?
yeah,
Oh, very nice.
yeah, we did a logo update so that it would be usable.
Usable?
Yeah, you got MC. You got the prototype of the sticker, right?
Woo, that's what he's saying.
Well, see, the prototype sticker was actually before we redesigned it. It was the original logo. So, yeah, very excited. Had a lot of fun putting that together. Crypto Duck says, I still need my prototypes to show up, MC.
Heck yeah.
Grundy, Gold Wolf's like, he's cheating on you.
So I'm gonna pull it up right now. I'm gonna pull it up so you guys can see it.
I'm gonna pull it out.
This looks
Ooh.
amazing.
Oh, that sounds like how the government did in Afghanistan. Oh!
Too soon. Too
Way
soon.
too soon, bro.
So check it out. It has a redesign. Check out this awesome shadow work that our boy Tech Shinji did together. All right, redid the colors, lines, really made that anonymous grid really pop. The background's crisp. Oh yeah,
Chris,
Ain't
like
no
a fresh
minor,
dollar
baby.
bill.
yes,
Very nice.
yeah, whole new level.
Elevate your crypto game.
And guys, before I head out of here soon, because it's starting to get late, and I gotta get up early and drive back to the old place tomorrow, so that way I can make sure that I'm streaming on time for my channel in the morning for Saturday morning lineup. And then DCA has one at noon Cool Standard Time. That
Cool
is going to
Standard
be a
Time.
very interesting DeFi deep dive. It'll be me,
How
Helpful
interesting?
Crypto, and a special guest coming on.
Woo!
Special
Special
DeFi guest,
guest.
huh?
We'll have a CEO of a proof of work mineable coin that also dabbles in multiple different chains for DeFi. So, tune in tomorrow at
Hell yeah.
standard time.
Mineable DeFi coins.
Do what the banks don't want you to do. Invest in crypto.
CryptoDuck says, I swear, if my Doge Lord apparel beats the prototype stickers, I'm going to have to go talk to my mailman.
Oh, jeez.
Your mailman took it.
He
Right.
did, man. He's like, yo, man, these are
He
sick.
goes, these are way too cool to give
These
out to
stickers are
somebody.
fucking awesome.
We're just gonna chalk these up to lost in the mail. He put it on his truck, man. It's sitting on the bumper of his mail truck.
Or, you know, if it was sent like UPS or whatever in the mail trucks when they're shipping them across states, you know, you have one guy just kind of frisbee it up there and it gets stuck in the little metal beam up there. And now it'll never get there, you know, it's lost.
They never look up there.
Right.
Most of the times the door open, they don't even see it.
Mm-hmm.
True statements of a UPS worker.
Yep. There's a reason why I know that.
Yep, been there, done that.
Oh, there's this little flat thing. It says fragile. Well, they should have
You
put
know,
it in
I-
something a little thicker than this. Good luck. Throw it right at the top. It grazes
Fragile.
it grazes the top of the truck and just kind of slides it up forward.
You know, as
Where'd it
many
go?
times as I actually thought about
Into
putting
the
it in the
abyss.
post office, I never actually did. And which is kind of interesting. Because that's a federal job. That would
Well, we're
actually
talking
add
about
on to...
UPS.
I'm talking about
UPS is, you know, you pieces of shit.
Or United Pot Smugglers. I have moved some stinky packages. I'm just
I have
saying.
moved some stinky packages in my day. I'm like, that's fun.
Right.
There's no doubt about that one.
Oh wow, there's a package
You
from
smell
Teal.
it coming down the conveyor belt.
You feel a 3-pound package and you're like, oh wow, this came from Tijuana.
Return address. All right.
Ooh, what's in here, buddy?
It's either cocaine or anthrax. I don't know. Let's sniff it.
Cocaine or heroin? We got a 50-50 chance.
hell yeah, Golden Wolf. Everybody here staying savage.
Yo.
Heck yeah.
Oh, Cricketall. Some guy UPS'd himself to his mom's house. Oh my god.
Yo,
They used,
yo,
they
mama
used to put
house.
babies in. They used to ship babies in postal service.
Overnight.
Yeah, that used to be a thing. Long time ago.
I remember hearing stories about kids wanting to ship themselves to places.
They used to do it, man.
Mm-hmm.
They eventually
I
made
know,
it like
I know
illegal.
Calvin and Hobbes tried to do it once.
There's a lady that's fucking like, she's like banned from like traveling because like she constantly tries to just like randomly send herself in a handbag So
Yep.
like she'll go onto a random plane, get into a travel, you know, a suitcase, and when somebody's
Shoved in
not,
the bottom of the thing.
yeah, she's trying to get hot free rides and stuff like that.
Well,
She
yeah,
got like caught like several times. She's like on an international watch list.
Well, it's like freezing temperatures too. Like,
yeah,
They
some-
put dogs
some of
down
those
there.
Compartments.
They
don't.
put dogs
Some
down
of
there.
the compartments they don't. They actually don't have any like breathable air.
yeah, no, you'll suffocate or freeze to death. One or the other.
Yeah.
30,000 feet.
Some planes.
no
There are
oxygen.
some planes. That,
You're
you know,
good to
they
go at
do-
30,000 feet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
even if it's like a 8-hour plane ride.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, yeah.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know about
I
that.
won't test it.
Yeah,
You'll be cold, you know.
It's like-
so you got to make sure you pack well,
Like
you know.
getting
Not
a
much
barrel
room
and
and
go over
you're gonna be
Niagara
packing
Falls.
well inside of a fucking suitcase.
People have done it, but it's not recommended.
Right. This lady's done it
This is not
successfully.
travel advice.
No, the lady did it successfully a couple of times.
I guess they didn't have X-ray machines at those airports.
I don't even know how she got past it.
Had to have been for 9
Gee, this suitcase weighs 125 pounds.
It's kind of lumpy too.
I'm not going to be suspicious about this at all. Send it.
Yeah. Hey, ask no questions, get no stupid
Toss it,
answers.
and it's like that suitcase just said, it's fine.
Drop kick the bag.
Not the mama.
Dude, I tried. Okay, so when that actually showed up on streaming service, I actually tried to get my kids to watch dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No
they
dice?
weren't having it.
Hard, it's
They
hard
were
to go
not
back to that,
having it.
man.
I was like,
Gotta
"Yes."
go back.
Those old 80s and 90s shows, man, they just don't pop with the
There's
youngins
that-
today.
We watched. I watched some of the episodes, and I was like, man, they let me watch this when I was a kid.
I know,
Like,
right?
there are some things that they are saying here that is not okay for children.
That's why we all have such fucking colorful language.
Probably.
Well, my colorful language is because I was in the fucking service, so
Oh,
you know,
yes.
I wasn't
It
allowed
did
to
not
watch a
age
lot of
well.
things.
No, it
Well,
didn't.
maybe you were just the way you were, and then you exacerbated it when you went to the service.
There's quite a few shows.
I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
Well, you know,
Did that suitcase just fart?
just because it's a cartoon, ladies and gentlemen, does not mean it's kid friendly.
Yeah, Rick and Morty.
Poor Beavis and Butthead got shut down so many times when I was younger.
Yep.
Or Johnny Bravo.
I'm surprised Rick and Morty's still on TV.
Why?
That's like that is so cringe, but it is hilarious. I love it.
It's TVMA, man.
Yeah,
It's
mean,
definitely
What more do
MA.
you want?
everything.
No, I tried watching like 2 episodes, but you know, friggin' Rick was just like bleh, bleh, like way too many times. I'm just like, okay, this is getting old.
Oh, if you start from the pilot, man, it's a slow burn. But
Yeah,
need to
you
stick
can
with
just
it.
skip the whole first season. And go
yeah,
to
you
season
need to
two,
stick with it, man.
So I need to jump to the second season. Be
the second
entertained.
season.
Or just, put on an episode here and there. It's just you get through it.
And watching it all the way like help because there is they do reference a lot of the stuff like as you go on. So if you haven't watched the episode, you're like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, they get really
there
technical
is
too.
some structure.
as
Some.
far as like time continuums and shit like that.
Well, I think it's hilarious that it was modeled after Back to the Future to begin with.
What? A creepy old man and a young kid?
Yep.
I've seen porns that start like that too.
Ooh.
Come on, Grandpa. I got some plutonium for you. You just make a face then? See, you're making a face.
Heavy Metal 2000, yes, that was some messed up stuff. And I
Oh,
loved it.
Heavy metal. No, not cool.
Oh, Cricketall says he watched Tales from the Crypt when he was 10 years old.
Oh man, I remember me some Tales.
I remember the original, the original Tales from the Crypt.
Dude, the
Yes.
only Tales I watched was Tailspin and DuckTales.
About the same era they were playing.
Yeah.
You know, 4 o'clock afternoon cartoons.
The Crypt Keeper was much scarier back then, though. He's kind of like a annoying puppet man now.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's Crypto Duck, DuckTales, and Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing.
Alright, guys, well, I'm about to play that out of here.
All right.
You do that, Mikhail, and we'll see you tomorrow for your awesome showtimes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Special guest on DeFi tomorrow. You heard it here.
Oh
Right,
yeah.
and that's at noon Central Standard Time, guys.
New
And then my show
Cool
will be at
Standard
9 a.m.
time.
Central Standard Time.
cool standard.
Cool standard.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. It's so cool, it's the standard.
Oh yeah, just like Bitcoin.
That's right.
Standard issue.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're about to sign off right here. If you haven't already, smashed that like button, subscribe, and if you haven't already, join the Discord down below. It's free. You get to hang out with us. There's awesome channels. You get to learn mining, trading, building a brand, you know, business type stuff. Freaking DeFi. Like, there is so much freaking content everywhere.
Free knowledge for all. Come get
Oh
some.
my gosh, Trace.
It's-
gotta make an announcement before
It's
you
good.
leave.
It's good to see that he's here. He's been
I know,
MIA.
we haven't seen you in forever.
I actually called him a couple of days ago, going, man, I haven't seen you. You haven't talked to me. Nothing, dude. Are you alive? Yeah. Yeah, you want to know what's funny? He's like, I just got off the. He's like, I just got off the phone with Mikhail. I was like, oh, that's too funny.
Hey man, the grind is real. Sometimes you gotta just, go with the
Just
flow.
go put your head down and grind it out.
Right.
Get it over
and,
with.
and then you know who your real friends are because they're gonna be like, hey.
I haven't heard from you in a week. It's
Right.
time to come up for air, bro.
Right. I have a meme on that. If nobody saw that in DCA or the Family Mind, I have a pretty killer meme for about needed to come up.
Are you living impaired?
Mems and knobs. Yeah, we got a Mems and knobs channel too.
Oh
the
yeah.
Mims, man. My favorite.
So I see all the FAs in the chat. I think it's time. One final one before we go.
Give it to me, brother.
To all you sexy motherfuckers. Thank you for being here. And guess what? DCA Adventures rated F for fucking awesome.
And with
Oh,
that,
yeah.
we'll see you all on the next one.
Peace out, guys. Stay
Giggity,
safe.
giggity, giggity.